you're taking tattoos. You will find repeatedly in the NIV, in the most recent printings, they are beginning to capitalize the name. I believe there are dozens and dozens of places where they are starting to capitalize that name word. Now, I found this picture in a Sunday News supplement. And I don't know if you can all read this. It's a young lady, and they were selling a t-shirt. And the t-shirt says, "One world, why can't we be friends? Living as one planet under one," what? Under one what? That was covered up, and I didn't want to go out and buy the shirt to find out what it was, but I read the Bible, so I knew what it was. It was under one leader, under one ruler, a new world. Okay. Now, I found another ad in the magazine for a new AT&T card. And it also says the same thing, one world, one card. So for the people who aren't reading the new Bible versions, becoming indoctrinated with the concept of the one or he, the media is introducing this to people. Now, there are a group of Jesus Seminar scholars out west. And I'll give you a quote of what they said. They said, quote, "If you think you have everything in your Bible you need, we don't." Okay, they're going to add some things. Let me tell you what they're going to add. They want to first omit the book of Revelation. Now, obviously, we have all of our warnings about the whore of Babylon and the mark of the beast, so they've got to omit that. In its place, they want to introduce something called the Shepherd of Hermes. Now, the Shepherd of Hermes is in the Greek manuscript, Sinaiticus, underlying the New International Version. So if the New International Version translators were honest, they would have translated the book of Hermes because it is a part of their text in the Sinaiticus manuscript. My contention is if someone doesn't know what books belong in the Bible, how can they know what words belong in the Bible? But anyway, the book of Hermes tells us, number one, take the name. There it is, the name. Take the name of the beast. Number two, give up to the beast. Number three, form a one-world government. 4, kill those not receiving the name. Not receiving the name. Kill them. Remember in Matthew it says, "The time will come when they think that whosoever killeth you does God's service." Okay? The book of Hermes actually tells people, kill those who won't receive the name. When they add this on to the end of the Bible, there will be people in churches reading this, thinking, oh, we're to kill those who don't receive the name, and then they'll be out after, looking for Christians there. Now, that's one thing that they want to add, Shepherd of Hermes. The other thing that they want to start adding are the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, when the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered, it did two very interesting things. The first was, it vindicated the book of Isaiah for King James believers, because the 20 manuscripts of the Isaiah text that were found in the scrolls vindicated the King James readings. They found absolutely no Septuagint readings. Septuagint readings are those readings you will find in the NIV and the NASB. So all 20 of the Isaiah manuscripts found in the Dead Sea Scrolls did not indicate that there had ever been anything like a Septuagint. So if anyone says to you on the radio, the Septuagint this, say prove it, because it wasn't vindicated with the Dead Sea Scrolls. But among the Dead Sea manuscripts were some apocryphal literature, the sons of darkness versus the sons of light, and a number of other things. And in Gassner's translation, if you ever want to have a spine-chilling afternoon, go to the library and through interlibrary loan, order Gassner's translation of the Dead Sea Scrolls. And it will raise the hair on your arms like nothing I've ever seen. It says, number one, that there will be a 7-year period in which those who will not receive the name again should be imprisoned. A 7-year period, it talks about that. It calls for the confiscation of personal property. And it says that there will be 2 messiahs, one religious and one political. Now, it's saying all this in a positive vein. Okay? Now, interestingly, the Rockefeller Foundation is in charge of giving a lot of money to the Dead Sea Scrolls. Why would they want to do this? Well, obviously, if you can confiscate personal property, I think that would be to the Rockefeller Foundation's benefit. But at the Los Alamos laboratories, where they created the atom bomb, in the 30s and 40s, they are now digitizing the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, why would the American government want to digitize the Dead Sea Scrolls? Well, if they say confiscation of personal property, there's one mark in their favor, okay? They're also working on the positive identification microchip at Los Alamos. I think it's interesting that they're doing both things at one place. But anyway, they plan to add some things to the Bible. Okay, now, we were talking about the number of his name, and a friend gave me a catalog of whole life products. At the top of it, you can see the 666 Mobius. Okay, the Keys of Enoch, it says that initiates, those who are New Age initiates, should use the number sequence as frequently as possible, the number sequence 666. So you will find it emblazoned on all sorts of logos, okay? Now, I have a number of different graduate degrees, but one of my graduate degrees is a Master of Fine Arts, and I did a lot of research in the migration of symbols, and I was invited to co-teach a course on the migration of symbols at Kent State University. So this is an area where I do have some special expertise. But when you trace back this 666 Mobius that you see so often, I've traced it back to Pythagoras. Pythagoras was a Greek teacher who went to Egypt and was initiated into the Egyptian mystery religions, and he came back and he gave us Pythagorean geometry. Okay, the man was obviously very brilliant. But he also, with his initiates, and you can read about this in Lempier's Classical Dictionary with proper names, but with his initiates he had a rule that they would communicate using number symbols. Okay? And this is where all of this started. Now, perhaps it went back much further than that to the Tower of Babel or wherever, I don't know. But I could trace it back as far as Pythagoras. But Alice Bailey, the Theosophist, says that initiate is someone who has expressed 666. So you will see the logo of Rockefellers Trilateral Commission being the 666 Mobius. You will see Newt Gimmick's Speaker of the House Futures Research Group with the logo with the 666 on it. Okay? Now you've all seen this book that was very popular in the 80s, The Aquarian Conspiracy.